together ahead of the holidays to help the hungry here in Denton.
Coffee Company is bringing back your favorite seasonal cup. Stay tuned for more.
And where to watch out for cold and flu causing bacteria.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Annie Tomlin.
And I'm Evanson Franklove. 46,000 people in Denton are eligible for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits. This includes people here at UNT, and there's no current end in sight for the government shutdown. Our reporter Cameron Shields spoke with Denton County official Courtney Duangdara to see how these changes affect us locally here in Denton.
Following the government shutdown, complete SNAP benefits have been paused and will only be 50% of their original allotment for November 2025. I spoke with Courtney Duangdara, the Deputy Director for Community Services, to see how this affects Denton on a local level.
We have a combination of approximately $1.5 million. So it's a few different federally funded sources through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, for housing and community development, and then Denton City Council supplements that with just around $377,000 to support those human services or social service projects. Right now we fund 2 programs that provide food services back to the community.
But community services can only provide so much without federal aid.
The Denton Community Food Center is one of our largest food pantries here in Denton. And they have been preparing for and already seen an increase in need just generally. The state administers SNAP funding and SNAP benefits in Texas, and they have not been impacted by the shutdown staffing-wise. They have kind of turned off the system that administers the benefits. For every meal that a food pantry provides, SNAP provides 9. And so either way, we're looking at just a significant gap most immediately, and probably stretching forward for another month or so, depending on if and when benefits are reactivated.
Cameron Shields, NTTV News.
Evanson, today threw me for a loop because I thought it was supposed to be getting colder outside.
What does loops and weather have to do with each other?
Never mind. Let's just see if our weather anchor, Leah Correas, can tell us what we can expect for tonight. Leah?
Thanks, guys. I'll tell you, Evanson, up, down, all around. Texas weather is unpredictable that way, and that's how loops and weather connect. Now, let's take a look at our current temperatures out there. It is 74 degrees, and you were right, Annie. Our temperatures are going to get lower tonight. It's going to reach a low of 63 degrees tonight, and temperatures go back up tomorrow to 82 degrees. I know, 82. It's a little bit on the hotter side, but if you take a look, there will be a wind speed of 12 miles per hour, hopefully giving us and 82 degrees on the cooler side instead of the warmer side. Will these warm temperatures be here to stay? Stay tuned for our full weather look where we'll get to see and find out. Thanks, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Leah. An update for you tonight on the fatal plane crash out of Kentucky. The governor has declared a state of emergency after a UPS freight plane went down shortly after takeoff last night. At least 12 people are reported dead, but that number is expected to rise. CNN's reporter Lee Waldman has the update.
Graphic video shows the moment the MD-11 transport aircraft operated by UPS erupted into flames as it slammed into an industrial area around the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, leaving multiple people dead.
Just the heat immediately that all of us felt was so terrifying.
Keela Kennedy saw the plane go down while working at a nearby restaurant.
Seeing all of my friends and coworkers and customers in panic, it was like a movie, unreal.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says despite the massive damage, it could have been much worse.
But let me tell you, this plane barely missed a restaurant bar. It was very close to a very large Ford plant with hundreds, if not 1,000 plus workers.
Crews still pouring water on the scene Wednesday as first responders scour the charred wreckage for potential victims. A team from the NTSB on scene to investigate the crash. UPS has deep ties to Louisville. Worldport, the company's massive shipping hub at the airport, has halted operations. The company says more than 20,000 employees handled 300 flights per day and sort more than 400,000 packages per hour.
This is a tragedy for the victims that we've lost. It's a horrible event for everyone that's part of the UPS family and our entire city.
In Louisville, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Election day across the country brought big wins for the Democrats. California voters approved a new congressional map designed to elect 5 more Democratic members of Congress. That's specifically designed to offset the new Texas map encouraged by the Republicans. Democratic governors won in New Jersey and Virginia, and New York City elected Zohran Mamdani as the city's first Muslim mayor. Mamdani describes himself as a democratic socialist.
Be interested in having a conversation with President Trump on the ways in which we could work together to serve New Yorkers, whether that be delivering on his campaign promises around cost of living or the many issues that New Yorkers have been sharing with me about the drastic impacts that the legislation that President Trump has ushered through Washington will mean for them and their lives.
Mamdani describes himself as a democratic socialist, another first for the New York City. Here in Texas, about 15% of voters turned out in the statewide election, approving all 17 amendments, the largest turnout for an off-year election since 2005. In Houston, 16 candidates were running to fill the congressional seat that's been vacant since Representative Sylvester Turner died last March. That race goes to a runoff, likely early next year. In Austin, voters turned down a tax hike that would have funded new services for the homeless, and San Antonio voters approved a new arena for the San Antonio Spurs. Among the 17 amendments, 5 created new property tax exemptions for homeowners, and 4 other amendments restrict the legislature from creating certain new taxes.
Coming up, we have a look into what UNT's president said today at the UNT's State of the University.
This ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
Welcome back. We begin with a developing story. The Federal Aviation Administration announced that they will cut air traffic by 10% at 40 major airports on Friday. This means flights will be canceled or delayed, and security checkpoints will take longer. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says there has been staffing issues within the airspace, referring to the thousands of air traffic controllers and TSA agents who have gone without pay for over a month. These essential employees are calling out of work, getting other jobs, or quitting due to the lack of pay. Duffy says this cut is to draw down services to control the staffing shortages. The specific airports being cut have not been announced, but NTTV will continue to follow this story as it develops.
A new plan to move UNT forward over the next 5 years. That was the message earlier today from UNT President Harrison Keller. He addressed the university on campus and over live stream. First, beginning today, all UNT doctoral students on fellowship will receive health care benefits.
So as a first step, today I am announcing that we will fund health insurance for all doctoral students on fellowship, and we won't wait to do this. We're going to start immediately by providing funding for the current semester and going forward.
Keller also announced a new school in the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. It will focus on contemporary and future employment opportunities for students.
We're developing an entirely new school within the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences that's focused on the practical application of the liberal arts, which aligns with the skills that are in highest demand by employers. And
finally, a new way to help students, a campaign to generate $100 million, which would support those who are struggling.
I'm announcing a $100 million campaign to accelerate our vision for student success. Our Better Look North campaign will enable us to remove financial barriers to student success with scholarships and targeted efforts to make sure no student goes off track because of minor emergencies or basic needs related to housing or food insecurity.
For more information, you can watch the live stream on the University of North Texas YouTube live stream. And another plus for UNT, the university rose to number 34 in the nation in the U.S. News College rankings when it comes to social mobility. The newly released report says the school's focus on making classes more easily accessible to students contributed to the rise. The rankings put UNT into magazine's top 100 best colleges list and also included rankings for 18 of the school's graduate programs.
Well, hopefully UNT doesn't lose its spot on that list.
You know, speaking of losing things, the UNT Lost and Found has found a lot of lost items around campus.
That's right, Annie. And our reporter Katie Muncie has some news about some of these lost items. Katie?
Thanks, guys. Earlier today, the university held their Lost and Found auction. These items had went unclaimed for more than 30 days and were available to purchase. Proceeds went towards student scholarships, which allowed the university to support their students while trying to find a new home for these items. You can find the Lost and Found at the University Union Help Desk. That's all I have for now. With NTTV Nightly News, I'm Katie Muncie.
Thanks, Katie. Evanson, are you excited for some winter weather?
Well, Annie, we're both from California, so I don't even know if I can handle the cold weather here in Texas.
Yeah, no, me either. So let's check back in with our weather anchor, Leah Correas, to see if we're in the clear.
Annie, Evanson, I hate to break it to you guys, but we do have winter temperatures coming up this weekend. But first, let's take a look at our local map. Overall, the temperature is pretty consistent. We have temperatures in the 70s. We have 77 in some places, mid 70s. To high 70s, pretty consistent overall. And the same thing goes for our state map. If we take a look, the only outlier is always Amarillo with the lowest temperatures, and lowest temperature today, 58 degrees up there, and the highest temperature being in Houston at 77. Now let's take a look at that winter weather I was talking about. Let's see, Thursday, 83 degrees with a low of 62. Overall, 80s up until Saturday. Where the winter weather kicks in, where those temperatures kick in, is on Saturday night. We have a high wind speed that stays all the way until Sunday, bringing that temperature down to 59 degrees, and even lower to Monday, 58 degrees, with Sunday night having freezing temperatures, 32 degrees. And then our weather goes back up on Tuesday and Wednesday to mid 70s. So like I said before, up, down, all around, Texas weather will do it to you. And you know, I'm not ready for it, but we'll brave through it. Thanks to you guys back at the desk.
Well, you heard it from Leah. Temperatures are supposed to drop this weekend, which means it's time to pick up the Clorox. Cameron Shields is live with some info where those germs might be sneaking around. Cameron?
Thanks so much, guys. Although it may be good news that cold weather is finally here in Texas, it comes with some bad characters, germs. That's right, flu and cold season is upon us. And although keeping your house nice and clean is always a safe practice this time of year, there may be another place you need to watch out for germs, your office. Guess where over 400 times the amount of germs found on a toilet seat are? Your keyboards. That's right. These germs can survive up to 24 hours on all these keys, even while you're using them, so make sure to wipe them down. And don't forget about your copying machines, as the average copier button can hold up to 1.2 million colony-housing bacteria on the button that everyone presses. And don't forget about touchscreens too. Making sure that everything stays nice and clean is a great way to keep your colleagues safe and healthy as we approach the holidays. Now, I have a lot of work to do around here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Cameron. I'm going to pick up the Mr. Clean, not the Clorox. Coming up, we have a look into how Denton celebrates the Day of the Dead.
And holiday cheer is right around the corner. We'll tell you how you can get in the spirit. Stay with us.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants.
I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and it can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants.
I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and it can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
Vincent, don't you just love the holiday season?
I do. You know, that's because I can't wait to see Santa this year. He still owes me a dirt bike from when I was 6 years old.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, in Denton, holidays kick off early here with the Day of the Dead Festival. Our reporter Mavish Shah has more. Mavish?
That's right, Annie. I had a blast at the annual Day of the Dead Festival. Here's a look into what that celebration looked like and what you both missed out on.
Skeletons, sweet treats, and speeding coffins. Downtown Denton turned into a block party this weekend as crowds packed the square for the annual Day of the Dead Festival.
What brought me here is it's a very traditional celebration that we celebrate our ancestors and all the people that passed away. And I always bring my original paintings, my original artworks, such as boxes, and I think it's an amazing opportunity for local artists and emerging artists to display our creations.
The event has become such an integral part of Denton culture.
It's been going on for 15 plus years in the city of Denton, and this is my 4th year in a row. I'm really excited to be here.
The highlight, however, is always the big coffin race, where more than 60 racers hit Hickory Street and try to make it to the finish line without crashing. Another year, another race, and another reason Denton proves no one celebrates quite like this town. For NTTV News, this is Mavish Shah.
If you want to keep up with Denton festivities, check out Discover Denton's events calendar online. Wow, this time of year is just one celebration after another. I mean, Beth, weren't you telling me how excited you are about the Macy's Day Parade?
Yes, my family watches it every single year before we have Thanksgiving dinner that night. I'm so excited to see all the balloons this year. I'm just really excited. I mean, who wouldn't be for all the balloons? Watching the Macy's Day Parade is not just for my family, but for families across the country getting ready for a day of being thankful. I wonder what characters we can expect to see this year. Macy's revealed their annual Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon lineup at their recent event. Some of these characters include Mario, Shrek, Buzz Lightyear, Pac-Man, and surprisingly a college mascot. Ohio State University's beloved Bruce Buckeye will be flying high on the streets of New York later this month. This year's Macy's is going all out, and I wonder what outfit Snoopy and Woodstock will be in this year.
Well, just considering the cold, I think it's gonna be a hat and scarves, Beth.
I know, and with the cold weather, I can't wait to have some apple cider. What drinks are you excited for?
Me personally, I love hot chocolate, specifically the white hot chocolate from Starbucks.
And speaking of Starbucks, our reporter Aaron Erie is at Starbucks now. Aaron?
Well, Beth, the Macy's Day Parade and hot chocolate both sound like great traditions. The holiday season brings in many traditions for families and corporations alike. If you can't tell which company we're at, I will give you a hint. It is Starbucks. Starbucks is ditching the white cup for their holiday season and bringing back that traditional red cup. And the theme this year for their design is gift wrapping. One cup has a ribbon pattern, and the other design includes a familiar gift wrapping paper design. Seasonal drinks are coming back too, with flavors like caramel brulee, peppermint mocha, and iced sugar cookie. The Washington-based coffee company is also introducing a new bakery item they're calling the Cinnamon Pull-Apart. And Starbucks lovers, grab your calendars right now because Red Cup Day is on November 13th. I'll give you a minute while you grab your calendars. One of my favorite Starbucks traditions is going to the coffee shop with my cool Starbucks-loving grandma, so you will definitely see me down here with her. With NTTV News, I'm Aaron Erie. Back to you both at the desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This year, despite the government shutdown, the number of people doing holiday travel is still set to increase. The U.S. Travel Association estimates a loss of $1 billion in consumer spending, driving up the costs of flights. If you're looking to save a buck on travel during Thanksgiving, the best time to fly would be Monday, November 24th. And the best time to fly domestically or internationally for Christmas will be on Christmas Eve, which is Wednesday, the 24th. Now, besides some other cheap options besides some flights that you can use to travel are driving, trains, taking the bus to and from your holiday destination.
UTD's women's soccer team made a statement in their Lone Star Conference debut. They were seen as an unstoppable force, but a lot of their victories came from being down. Last night, the Comets tied in their last home game of the season, their last game of the season actually, against UT Tyler. Despite a successful 12-3-3 season and many trials and tribulations to overcome, the UTD women's soccer team are not eligible for the championship due to moving up in division this season. This was a heartbreaking end to a very successful season. Here's what the players had to say.
Our team's season goal was to try to win conference, but we had a good conference, so we were able to make it to top 5. So I think we're going to finish out in 3rd or 4th, so I'd say that's pretty good for our first season in this new conference.
I know I'm going to miss the seniors a lot. It sucks, but also I think it's really exciting moving forward that we have this good foundation that we can just build off of, which I'm expecting us to do really good in the next season as well.
The UTD Comets, they had a very successful season, but even though their season came to an end, sadly. Pitching it back to you at the desk, Annie.
Thanks, Evanson. You know, being a former athlete, it can be hard to accept the end of a season, but all ends bring new beginnings. And those new beginnings start with North Texas teams. Our sports anchor, Gabby Pippins, has more. Gabby?
That's right, guys. Our Mean Green softball team is gearing up for what may be one of its best seasons yet. I'll have a sneak peek at the team, a recap of America's team in Monday Night Football, and an update on our Mavs. Stay with us.
Look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Monday Night Football featured the Arizona Cardinals against America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, at AT&T Stadium. Now, this game was meant to be an easy win for Dallas, especially without the Cardinals starting quarterback Kyler Murray, but Arizona had Another thing coming for the Cowboys. The Cardinals got on the board first with a 48-yard field goal, and they took a 10-zip lead over Dallas with a 4-yard touchdown pass from backup QB Jacoby Brissett. The Cowboys regained possession and drove down to the Cardinals' 42, but Jake Ferguson fumbled the ball, allowing Arizona to reach the end zone yet again. To make matters worse, Dak Prescott couldn't move the chains, forcing Brendan Aubrey to try for a record-breaking 68-yard field goal, but a rarity happened. He missed. Arizona got another touchdown, and both teams exchanged field goals, but Dallas couldn't catch up, resulting in a 27-17 loss. The Cowboys' next game is another Monday Night Football matchup on November 17th against the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Dallas Mavericks are hanging on with a 2-5 record. Their last game was Monday night in Houston against Kevin Durant and the Rockets. Surprisingly, Dallas led at the end of the first quarter, thanks to some Houston fouls that led to free throws. Unfortunately, that was as close as they would get. Amen Thompson scored a season high of 27 points, and he combined with Alperen Şengün for 53 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals. Oh, and Thompson got an insane block on our #1 draft pick, Cooper Flagg, who ended the game with 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Dallas lost 110-102, but their next game is tonight in the American Airlines Center against the New Orleans Pelicans. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. And now a story of a uniquely named turtle out in South Florida.
This Monday, Swim Shady, a loggerhead turtle, was released back out to the ocean following months of recovery after a boat accident. She was initially found stranded in Port St. Lucie back in August after being hit by a boat. Through the efforts of the Loggerhead Marine Life Center, though, not only were they able to save the turtle, but also the eggs she was carrying with her at the time.
Swim Shady was released and got to watch him bring her down. It was awesome, just especially being a part of like hundreds of people together. It felt very like, I don't know, part of a community.
This only makes it easier for the real Swim Shady to please swim up.
I love that name. I think if I had a turtle, I would name it that.
You think you can rap fast?
Maybe, maybe not. Turtles are supposed to be slow.
I think you're right. Thank you for watching us on NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.